All right, hi everybody. We're going to start off talking about ecology. This will be a review for many of you, but that's okay because we need to make sure we're on the same page. The word ecology is the scientific study of how living organisms interact with their environment and with other organisms. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we break that down. It comes from the ancient Greek word oikos, which means the house. And ecology in many ways is seemingly simple to understand, but being at the highest or one of the highest levels of organization and considering the emergent properties concept where as things become more complex or larger in scale, they become more complex as the parts interact. Ecology really is one of the more difficult levels of organization to understand. So as an example of this higher level of organization, if we start off at sort of the chemistry level, talking about atoms and molecules, and then moving into tissues and organs, and all the way up to an organism, well, organisms then that interact in a larger scale end up being part of the population or community and ecosystem, and that then is that higher level of organization. We'll start with population ecology, and we'll start with the idea of an organism, in this case, say a rabbit, and a species, and we'll use this definition, which is a group of individuals capable of reproducing fertile offspring. It works a lot of the time, but as we'll see in this class, it doesn't always work, but it's a good starting point. And a population then is a group of individuals or a species that are capable of reproducing, that live in the same place and at the same time. So members of that species in the past or in the future may not really be part of the current population because you're looking at the organisms that are there right then. One thing that's interesting about population ecology is the type of growth you can see in that population. If there's unlimited resources, you might get something that looks like this called exponential growth. But quite often in the real world, you'll run out of food or other resources, and so there's competition, and you reach what's called a carrying capacity, which then shows you what logistic growth might look like. Okay, so that'll be it for the basics of population ecology, and the next video we'll talk about community ecology.